Okay, first of all, what is your name?
My name is Nana White.
Nana, tell me how this whole thing, how you came about with this, and kind of give me what you did a while ago, the details on it.
First weekend in October, there was an article in the paper, the Houston Chronicle, about Jerry's having lost his house as a volunteer fireman during the wildfires in Texas, which were just ravaging everybody. And his story touched my heart. And for about the last 5 or 6 years, instead of sending Christmas presents to my close friends, I find some cause that I want to give to, and then I tell them I'm doing that. And so that was what I did. And I had to trace him, run him down, because he wasn't that quite available. They didn't have that kind of information in the paper. So I first called his, where he works, Advance Auto, and I had to call several of those before I found him. And then from there, I talked to him, and I got his home address, which enabled me to go ahead and send some money to him. And then a friend and I were watching Jim McIngvale's commercial about the families he gives furniture to each Christmas. And she said, why don't you send that one? Why don't you recommend that one? I said, okay, I'm going to. So I sent the paper article to the lady who is in charge of it. And she called me back immediately and said, we need personal recommendations. Can you send one? I said, no, I don't know him. And, but I'll see that you get some. So then I went back and got his boss to send them. And I traced his brother. I tried to trace him through Walmart, but Walmart couldn't tell me anything because of privacy laws. And when I got very discouraged, my husband said, why don't you just go in and Google him and see what happens? And let me tell you, it was all on the internet. I found out everything but his shirt size. And I could have guessed that from the picture they had of him. But anyway, and so then I got in touch with the family, and she got recommendations. And then it appears before a committee at Gallery Furniture, and he was one of the ones chosen. And I'm so excited. This is my best Christmas present. It doesn't get better than this. Do you know it?
Okay. Thanks, son.
To do the right thing and to take care of his family. And volunteering. He doesn't get paid for this.
Tell me, what did you make? Kind of.
When I finally was able to talk to Jerry, I was so impressed with him as a person, because here is this man who's working and trying his best to feed his family and keep them, and take care of them. And he's working as a volunteer fireman. He's not getting paid. And anytime he takes off to be a volunteer fireman, he takes it off from his job. And that's impressive. To me, he's an American hero. I'm sorry. He is an American hero. That's how I define heroism. And he doesn't complain. He didn't say, why me, or he wasn't whining. It was that way, and he was going to make the best of it. And if you'll promise not to publish this, I'll tell you, he wouldn't be in one of the Occupy Houston things, let me tell you. He's busy doing the right thing. He's an American hero, and Texas honors its heroes, and Texas takes care of its heroes themselves.
Okay, sir, first of all, what is your name?
Roy House.
Roy, H-O-U-S?
H-O-W-S-E.
Roy, tell me, you're with Tri-County Fire Department.
Yes,
tell
sir.
me what happened, or how this whole thing evolved. Y'all were on the fires this summer.
Yes, sir.
Where were you at? What was happening? Where was he? And then when did you find out about the fire?
We were actually on another small fire at Houston Oaks Country Club, and we noticed the smoke from up north, and I don't know, maybe about 30 minutes or an hour later, we got called out, and we headed up that way. Jerry was with us. There was 5 or 6 of us up that way, and he come back over here, and we let him off to try to get some of his stuff out of here. And of course, he lost everything. So.
Okay, where was he with y'all when he found out the house burned? Tell me Tell me what happened. I mean, you were in the middle of fighting the fire. How did you find out about it?
He was with another crew on a different truck, but they actually come and let him off here. They were fighting fire at that country club down there. It was a trash fire or something, and we went up north on the big one, and we were just here and there, and then we came back over here, and he tried to, get his vehicles out and his wife and kids and all that. But
the house was already gone?
Yeah, it was right there. There was, it moved really fast.
So basically the house gone completely?
Yeah, and when we got in here, everything from First Street back was pretty much aflame, or it was already gone.
Okay.
So.
All righty. I appreciate it.
Hey, not a problem.
Ma'am, first of all, tell me, you're his mother?
I'm his mother, yes.
Okay, what is your name?
Pam Van Gerud.
Spell your last name, Pam.
Vangerud.
Pam, tell me a little bit about what happened and the whole thing. I mean, when the fire came about, how y'all found out about how he found out about it.
I was cleaning house and I looked out the window.
Wait, hang on a second, let's try this again.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Start again.
I was cleaning house and I looked out the window and I saw weird looking clouds. So I told my oldest grandson, go tell Uncle Jerry, I think there's fire in the woods. So he ran over to Jerry's and Jerry looked out and Jerry told me call 911. He jumped in the car, went to the station. And then when he got to the station, they sent him to another fire elsewhere. And 911 told me there was not a fire, it was smoke from Grimes County and that everything was okay. And 3 hours later, we're burnt down.
How did you let him know? I mean, was he out? Did you just call him, tell him it happened?
He saw the smoke and the stuff from where they were at and came back.
How much of their stuff did they lose? I mean,
they got a carload of clothes, the kids' clothes, Garrett's clothes, and their animals.
Yeah. That was it?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Look, ma'am, what is your name? Come on in to me a little closer. Way up. Okay.
Margaret.
Wait, what is your name?
Margaret Stasny.
Margaret, spell your last name.
Stasny.
Margaret, tell me a little bit about this. That was your daughter's home also.
Yes.
Where was she at the time and what all happened on this?
I was on the phone with her at the time, and she was very upset and scared that she could see the smoke from behind the house. And her husband was on his way home, and by the time he got there, they had only like 15 minutes to get out. They had already told him that they needed to leave. And as they were leaving the subdivision, all I could hear was all of them crying and screaming that their house was burning.
What do you think about this today with this gallery furniture coming out with all the furniture and everything?
I think it's awesome.
Kind of.
I really think it's awesome. I mean, so many people have come together with this. It's just awesome.
When did you first find out about this, that they were coming together on this?
I actually got an email a few days ago, she said, but I work a lot of hours, so I didn't really get it. So I didn't really get the information until around 8 o'clock last night that it was.
All right. All right, first of all, your name?
Constable David Hill.
Dave, tell me, you were out here most of this time, you live close by, and you're with this fire out in Remington. Tell me about this, what the fire, how bad it actually was out here.
This fire was horrible. That when it caught this subdivision, they probably lost a good 80% of the homes in this subdivision, some 70, 75 homes. The fire, when it came through here, was moving between 11 and 16 miles an hour on the ground. So firemen were having a tough time keeping up, getting ahead of it, and trying to knock it down. But they did save quite a few homes.
What do you think about this fire here? I mean, he's out fighting another fire, and he kind of...
Yeah, I read his story in a magazine there at the office, and there he is out there trying to save other people's homes, and winds up losing his own. It's got to be tough. Got to be tough to come home and find everything gone.
Okay. What do you think about the deal today? The gallery coming out, furniture deal like this, and I mean, a lady not even near here trying to put this thing together.
Yeah, you know,
across the world.
It's great to see a community come together like this, and even the Houston community. Mattress Mac has been a great part of the Houston area for years, and it's just great to see them kick in something like this and surprise a family that has no clue that this is happening to them until they get in. So it'll be a real surprise for them.
All right, thanks. Come on. Come on. Hold up just a second.
Master bedroom, box spring. Oh, here comes your dad. Here's your dad, right here. Oh, it's your side. Go show him where to put it. Go show him
Oh no, come on, the light. Darn it. Yeah, hang on, just give him slow down just a second. Y'all moving so fast, I ain't even got the time to let the camera up yet. You're moving everything out here. Come on now, darn it.
There we go. Yeah,
Hey, almost. Yeah, I'm sitting trying to get. Okay.
you ready?
Yeah, I think so. Well, no, I'm not either. What is going on here? There we go.
All right. Keep twin beds in there. The big one. And here's the other box spring. This is anybody? Anybody?
I got you one of the moms. Not if you want a picture of a baby, you get a little boy jumping on his bed. Did you get a bed, Garrett?
Oh, let me hang on. Okay, first of all, your name?
Tina Robertson.
Tina, tell me a little bit about this summer. I mean, were you home when this happened?
Yes, I was
Tell
home.
me what was happening. He wasn't here. You were here. Kind of, where was he at, and what was happening?
They had a fire down in Waller area, and he had gotten on the truck and went with them. And he had left me and the 3-year-old at home. I was pregnant at the time. And when the fire started coming this way, they told him they were going to mutual aid over to Montgomery County, and he told the guys he was going to stay here with me and help me and the kids get out. And at that time, the fire was on our backyard.
What did you see, or what as far as fire? I mean, before you got out of here?
It was pretty smoky the first couple of hours, and then as it started moving toward us, there was flames in the trees behind us. And as we were leaving the neighborhood, we had pulled out onto Fortune 88, got confused and came back down Fortune 88, and my husband came back in, and when he came back in, the trees were all up in smoke and fire. It looked like hell pretty much.
Okay. What do you think about this today? I mean, did you expect this at all?
No, I did not. I've seen stuff on TV all the time, and I'm very blessed to have people like this around to help us out.
Okay. Tina, what's your name again, your full name?
Tina Robertson.
Okay. Thanks, Tina.
Hey, there's a prank. Yo, Steve, stop.
First of all, I'm going to use famous words. I'm sorry. That's 3 words. But we followed that little old Eloise GPS, and it took us to the wrong wagon way. So we apologize. But we're here now. And I thank all of y'all for being here and being supportive. Bow your heads just a minute. Lord, thank you so much for this precious. And we know that you do that for the right reasons, and we understand that. And we thank you so much for all of these people that wrote in about this big family. And shop with us, because that's how we're able to do this. And Lord, please bless our troops and say thanks to a vet, all of us. Amen. And Nana wrote a letter about her hero, that he was her patriotic hero for what happened, is how it got started. And every day I got something from Nana. This is where he works. This is his deal. This is this. This is that. This is where the kids go to school. She traced down everything about the family for me. So that helped a lot. And then Pam filled in all the other things that we did. And that's how this came to be. There was 4,500 plus letters sent in this year. There's a lot of needs out there in every direction. And none of us can do it all, but everybody can do that. A little bit of something. I don't care if it's just a piece of pie that you got left over and you take it to the neighbor next door. Everybody can do something, and that's what we're all going to have to get back to doing, is neighbor helping neighbor. And I can tell right now this community does it all the time. And I'm so happy for you all. And if it hadn't been for this one little letter from Sugarland, with all this little bit of writing over here that I couldn't print, because when I went to print it, it all went black. So I didn't get to print it, but I have a whole stack of letters here that were all sent to us from all of y'all. And I'm going to give it to them so that they can read it and take their time to do it, okay? So here is all of the letters that were written in about you and all the nice things that were said. And I don't think you all will mind, since Nana wrote so many, I'm giving one to Nana to read too, special things. And there you go. Now I have a few copies of the top letter. We went to the judges on Wednesday night. There was like 55 people there. We gave them 30 families and they picked 20, and then we still have 10 to pick from the internet. So this, we have completed 4 today, even though this one run late. So we got 16 more to go, plus the other 10. But I really do appreciate all of y'all coming out, and I want to apologize one more time. We're very sorry for being late, but we got here. So thank you very much, and there is cards here. If any of you want to send a letter, please get one and send it to this address, because then we'll have it to go in the book. Katie makes a book for us every year so that we can show them to the judges. And therefore, if y'all...
Thank you from all of us.
Oh, absolutely. Honey, I call him every time I...
his generosity and his community spirit.
Well, I appreciate that. I really do. I mean, Linda and Mac, you know, they started out 30 years ago, and I've been with them. This is our 28th year to do the deliveries, and I've been with them 25 years. And there's so many things that he does in the communities that nobody ever knows about. Well, he doesn't do this for publicity. He wants to give all the time, so I have to back him in a corner and says, okay, it's your turn to receive. You hear me? Okay, I just want to be sure you hear me, because we're so proud of what he did. And I also have a very special thing in my heart, because my daddy was a fireman. So, and that was back in the days when they used to pull false alarms. Do any of you remember that? They can't do that anymore, but they used to be able to. Constable, thank you for coming to my rescue.
Yes, ma'am. Anytime.
And I'd have put my blinkers on, but I couldn't find anything. So,
you did good.
Well, listen, we thank you all so very much, and they're coming to get the rest.
What is your name?
Jerry Robertson.
Jerry Robertson?
Yes, sir.
What do you think? I mean, tell me, give me a scenario the day of the fire.
It was Labor Day, just gotten off of work a little early to spend the day with the family, and we got a call on the other side of the district for a small fire at the golf course, and we went to go check it out, and then we seen the big fire from across county. Didn't think much of it. Got back home, sitting there watching some TV. Mom called me up and said, hey, look outside, it's pretty smoky, and then the events just went from there. You know, we got dispatched to the big fire, and it was moving so quick. Next thing I knew, it was time to go get my wife and kids out, and the time we got the wife and kids out, it was already catching the neighborhood, and it got a little crazy from there. It just happened so quick.
Now, you left at one point, I mean, right when you all evacuated and turned around, came back in for a minute?
Yes, I did.
When you came back in is when it really caught you. Tell me about that.
Well, I had another vehicle that was still sitting in front of the garage, and I was thinking about, you know, it doesn't look good in there. I'm going to try to get my second vehicle out. And, you know, it was getting pretty hairy, so I turned my lights back on my POV and I went back in. And by the time I got to the house, it was already catching the neighbor's house. All the woods behind the house were on fire. And it was pretty rough, but, you know, kind of do what I do and just got what I could out. You know, my vehicle, I figure if I left it wasn't insured, it would be a total loss. So couldn't get back in the house. It was too close for that. So it just, events happened quick.
I mean, you were on the fire after that, too, then. You stayed with the fires after that. Tell me, I mean, this had to weigh a lot on you, thinking about that when you're fighting these other fires.
Well, it was hard because I did take, you know, a day or so off, and then I was listening to the radios and listening to all the calls going out, and listening to my guys out there, what they were going through, and it was hard to have to stay with the family and console them with our loss, but then again, my brothers were still out there fighting, so I was torn in between, and I got back out there as soon as I could. It's a tough thing to go through. I've seen a lot of families lose a lot of things, and until I've been on the other end, it's difficult.
And your name one more time?
Jerry Robertson.
R-O-B.
E-R-T-S-O-N.
Spell it one more time.
R-O-B-E-R-T-S-O-N.
Thanks, sir.
Hey, we gotta get the baby.
We'll take the baby home with us if we need.
Oh, I will.
Where's Garrett? Run in there and get Garrett. Everyone say hurry with him, they're waiting on him. Hang on, they're bringing Garrett. Come on, Bubba.
All the churches are involved in this.